In this position in 1973, chess amateur Fro Trumsdorf creates absolute chaos on the board by playing one of the most brilliant moves ever played. Let's see what happens here. So in the game, black is just down a pawn, and white has these connected pawns on the king side that are ready to march down the board and win immediately. And here white plays a seemingly clever move. They play queen to g4, now temporarily sacrificing the queen, because if you take it, we have knight to f6 check with the fork, winning back the queen, and now ready to just push these pawns to victory. But after queen to g4, there's one move here that forces checkmate for black. Other than that, white is completely winning. Here, Trumsdorf comes completely out of nowhere with pawn to b3. What is this? Well, pawn to b3 is completely winning. The point of this move is that now if you take the free queen, the point is b takes a2, and there's no defense against promotion. If you play king takes d2, then we have rook to e2 check, forcing king to c1, and then we promote the pawn with checkmate. So you can't take the queen, but there's a lot of options here. Another good option is just playing pawn to a3 and not letting the pawn try to promote on a2. But after pawn to a3, again there's one winning move here. The brilliant rook to c3, leaving the queen hanging and also just sacrificing this rook. And this is coming with the immediate threat of rook takes c2 checkmate. So if you just take the rook, the point of this move is the bold recapture on c3, and now leaving the queen hanging, but threatening pawn to b2 checkmate, and that cannot be stopped. So you can't play pawn to a3 either. So the opponent plays a takes b3. But after a takes b3, there's one move here forcing checkmate. The other point of pushing the b pawn was to free up this b4 square, and now the winning move, knight to b4. Now jumping in with the knight, leaving the queen hanging, because if you take it, the idea is knight to a2 check. And after king takes d2, the knight is covering the escape square, and rook to e2 is checkmate.